Hello and welcome to my channel. For those of y'all who don't know me, I'm a personal trainer and yoga instructor, and I come on here to athletic hauls, reviews, workouts, and now this year has been my priority to make more of these speaking type of videos to answer y'all's comments, questions, DMs, all that good stuff. So if y'all like these types of fitness content related videos, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so that y'all won't miss any of my videos in the future. So today I'm going to be covering the topic of core bracing and how to efficiently use your core, especially while lifting heavy. So obviously y'all can do this drill either at home or at a gym setting, but y'all are going to need something heavy. I'm going to be demonstrating with the dumbbell, but of course if y'all are doing this at home, y'all can find a heavy object like a book, and we're going to get started here. So before we begin with the dumbbell or the heavy object, we're going to go ahead and lie down on your back, making sure that the navel is drawn into the spine here, that there is no gap here. So y'all can see there is a gap right now. I'm gonna push my navel into the floor, and there we have it. There is no gap. So that is the first step to core bracing. So you're gonna already start to feel that nice activation in the core. Imagine if someone's trying to punch your stomach here. It's very, very tight. So it should bounce back. That's the idea here. So now that we're here, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna breathe. So it's gonna sound crazy when I say that, but essentially this is how we're gonna practice your breath work when we go ahead and do the heavy barbell lifting, etc. So to start, we're gonna go ahead and a nice deep inhale through the nose here. And as we inhale, you're gonna start to feel your belly dip down. So your abdominal muscles are gonna be working here. And as we exhale, we're gonna go ahead and bring the navel up towards the sky. So meaning it's not your regular breathing that we do without thinking about it, but essentially we're actively inhaling, bringing the navel down towards the floor here. And then exhale, I want you to just press from the navel. We're pushing from the navel. So this is a little bit hard, especially if y'all are just starting out and y'all are like, what the heck is this? That's why we go ahead and implement the heavy object, so it makes more sense. So now we're gonna go ahead, whatever heavy object you have, we're gonna go ahead and place it on your belly here, and making sure that you're not directly on your hip bones or anything like that, and making sure that you're not using it too heavy of a weight so that you're hurting yourself. So making sure it's like a nice light to medium, but not super light so that y'all can't feel it. So we have now this heavy object, it's gonna make more sense. So now we're gonna go ahead and lift your hands off because we wanna make sure it's balancing on your belly here. From here, we're gonna do the breathing technique. So again, making sure first step is the low back is pinned to the floor, so there's no gap between the low back and the floor. From here, we're gonna start inhaling. So inhale, belly is coming down, and then exhale, press just that heavy object up towards the sky. Again, inhale, belly comes down, notice how the object sinks in. Exhale, just press the object up towards the sky. Shh, nothing else moves. Keep breathing, keep practicing. Inhale, and exhale. Shh, make sure the low back is pinned to the floor. Beautiful, we're gonna do it 5 more times. Inhale, exhale. Notice how every time, inhale, I exhale, the object comes up towards the sky. 4 more times, y'all. Y'all can do it. Inhale, and exhale. Pushing the object up. Nice. 3 more times. Inhale, and exhale. Push the object away. Last 2. Inhale, and exhale. Beautiful. Last time, y'all. Inhale, and exhale. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and take the object off. Whew, that was an exercise, wasn't it? Awesome. Y'all are doing great. All right, so that is what I would like y'all to practice. Again, if this is y'all's first time doing this, again, I recommend doing at least 8 to 10 reps to start. And obviously y'all can use this every time before y'all exercise, especially lifting heavy. The next thing I want to mention before we get into the application portion of it is What I tell my clients is I usually use something like this. It's called the breath belt. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't get any commission. This is not like the traditional lifting belts that power lifters use and bodybuilders use. It's a little bit different. So this is specifically on breathing. It does have 2 little slots here. It's a little bit harder to see probably from afar, but there are 2 little slots here. And what these slots are is y'all can, for example, use a ball or a tennis ball, lacrosse ball, whatever. I'm using my rad rollers, which I use for my recovery, for my soft tissue mobilization and rolling exercises. But y'all can put the balls inside of these slots, and what y'all can do is basically practice whether y'all do this with the actual weight that you're all gonna lift with to protect your low back and not strain your low back, or y'all can again do these drills without any lifting portion, and y'all can strap y'all in. And again, I'm not recommending every single one of y'all watching this video to use something like this, but the idea here is if y'all have trouble on the floor to implement the exercise, usually with the heavy object, y'all can feel that breathing feedback when y'all are doing this drill. But if y'all, for some reason, you know, y'all want to invest in more of like an actual belt or tool or something, this is what I would recommend. This is really, really good for, again, pushing from the navel and bringing inhale here and then exhaling to push the balls that it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but balls away. This is just something that I like to teach my clients, and this helps to protect your low back. So before we get started into the movements, I wanted to also note the timing of the breath work. So example, in a squat, I feel like a lot of people, they exhale already, especially when going up, exhaling at this portion where it's the lowest portion of your squat, which is not exactly wrong, but I would recommend, especially if y'all want to prevent low back strain and pain and want to keep the most effective core bracing technique while lifting, is to actually hold your breath at the bottom. And about 1/4 on the way up, this is where you'll exhale. Shh. With the implementation of the drill that we just did, we're gonna go ahead and come into a nice squat here. We're coming into a nice squat. Inhale on the way down. Again, hold your breath for just a moment here. And then as your knees extend, right here, breathe out. Shh. Again, we're gonna do it 2 more times. Inhale, sitting into your nice squat here. Hold your breath for just a moment and exhale. Shh. One last time, let's go. Inhale, hold your breath for just a moment, extend, shh, and let's rest. Now demonstrating in a deadlift, inhaling on the way down, hold your breath, wait 1/4 for the knees to extend, exhale right here. Shh. 2 more times. Inhale, hold your breath, exhale right here. Shh. Last time. Inhale, hold your breath, and exhale as the knees extend. Shh. Beautiful. I hope that y'all felt that relationship with the core and the muscle groups that we're actively working and the breath. So hopefully that made sense. Again, if none of this made sense and y'all are lost, again, I would highly recommend going back to the first portion of the video where I explained to y'all how to do and effectively do the core bracing techniques. Again, throughout this exercise or throughout the movement portion, especially while lifting heavy, y'all should feel that core actively working and protecting yourself like a cushion. Imagine it's like your breath is like a cushion to prevent low back pain and strain. So I hope that y'all felt that cushion, especially while holding the breath at the bottom. That is probably the most important point of this video and this demonstration, is to hold your breath at the bottom and then wait 1/4 before coming up and then exhale. One last thing I wanted to say before I hop off today is how important mobility drills are, and also knowing where, for example, if y'all experience pain or strain, where that is coming from. So I like to talk about the kinetic chain. If y'all already know this, y'all already know, but sometimes even if y'all say, oh, my low back pain, I have low back pain, and some people like to say that it's because of a weak core. I hate to use the words weak and strong, but just so that it's a little bit easier for people to understand, I'm gonna say weak core. But it's not necessarily the case all the time that if y'all have low back pain, it's not necessarily because y'all have a weak core. A lot of times people don't realize a lot of low back pain actually stem from the hips, and a lot of people kind of ignore the fact that if y'all have tight hips, tight hamstrings, even anything related here with the hip flexors, even weak glutes. A lot of people don't realize sometimes if you have weak glutes, it can be related to low back pain, or if you all have tight hips and haven't done any mobility drills or exercise to relieve those tight hips and even strengthen the groin area to strengthen those intrinsic muscle groups that we don't really tend to think about, then that is a lot of times how y'all can get injured, because y'all have these weak muscle groups that are trying to hold yourself in, especially heavy squats, heavy deadlifts, etc., and it might compensate. So if some areas of the body are not as strong, right, we compensate with other areas of the body and muscle groups. So I just wanted to throw that real quick out there. And again, I'm not gonna make this video super long, so I'm not gonna be sharing those specific mobility exercises, but I have made some videos in the past, so make sure to check it out. If y'all had to do any exercise or mobility drill, if y'all don't want to watch the whole thing, is to do one of these numbers. So if y'all have a kettlebell, for example, or even a dumbbell can work with this, I would highly recommend a strengthening drill where y'all have, for example, my right foot is gonna be in a 90 degrees, it's facing towards the wall here, and here you're having a heavy object, and we're gonna go ahead and lean into it. So again, we're inhaling on the way towards the knee that's coming in right here towards the wall, and then exhaling as we stand up again. Again, here, what we're doing is not only stretching the internal for the inner thighs, strengthening the hip flexors and the glutes, but also we're bracing the core at the same time. So this is a hip shift exercise that I like to introduce to a lot of people, especially if y'all have low back pain. Again, it's not usually coming from a weak core. It could be related to a weak core, but a lot of people kind of, I guess, misdiagnose how low back pain started. And last but not least, again, low back pain can also come with frequency, or if y'all do a motion repetitively without doing proper warm-up exercises, proper breathing techniques and bracing techniques, that act itself with more time and frequency can lead to injuries or strain or pain. So again, I just want to emphasize, as a mobility and functional coach, make sure to warm up before your heavy lifts, make sure to do your rolling, and maybe some of us don't even have all the time. So kind of prioritizing some, one or two exercises before your heavy lifting so that y'all won't have any pain or strain, especially in the future. But as always, if y'all have any further questions, or y'all would like me to cover anything, again, I don't want to make one video super long, so that's why I try to cut it straight to the point. But if y'all want me to do more of these types of videos, these talking type, mic'd up, I don't have a mic, but y'all know what I mean, mic'd up version of workouts and exercises and answering some of y'all's DMs and questions, make sure to let me know. And of course, I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all's day, and stay safe out there. Do not lift too heavy to a point where y'all do have your low back strained. I can't emphasize how many DMs I get about low back pain. So again, y'all stay safe out there and y'all enjoy y'all's lifts, but don't overdo it. And that is coming from a coach that has seen it all. So, all right, well, have a wonderful day, y'all, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.